Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new LEGO Icons Captain Jack Sparrow pirate ship, better known as the Black Pearl. I am beyond excited that we are getting Pirates of the Caribbean LEGO sets for the first time since 2017. I missed the first run in 2011. I didn't get the Silent Mary in 2017, but I wasn't missing out on this. I was on the LEGO website at midnight when this thing drops so that I would get the Black Pearl first and get the gift with purchase, which is Captain Jack Sparrow's compass. I also haven't taken it out of the box yet. This is the shipping box that it came in because I wanted to unbox it live on camera with you to get my reaction because I know I'm gonna freak out. So what's cool is LEGO does this thing. If you spend a certain amount, you get a free gift with purchase. This one actually came with two, which is pretty cool. The first one is this Sega Genesis Sonic the Hedgehog controller, but this video is about Pirates of the Caribbean, so we'll just kind of put this to the side, save it for later. But this one is so cool. We get Captain Jack Sparrow's compass in LEGO form. We're also gonna save this one for later because I'm gonna do a whole separate video about Captain Jack Sparrow's compass. So if you're interested in seeing my thoughts on this set, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on so you get notified when I upload that video. I'll move all this paper out of the way and oh man. Dude, it's in this like I don't even want to take it out of the box. Like it looks so fancy. But you know what? We're not keeping things in the box. Legos are meant to be open and played with. So we're gonna crack this puppy open. Ready? All right, here we go, dude. Oh man. This is sick! I cannot believe that we are getting Pirates of the Caribbean products. Like, this is sick, dude. I haven't even seen the front yet. Oh, man. Wow. Like, I want to keep it in the box just because the box looks so good. I mean, obviously, I'm going to keep the box. I haven't been this excited about a product in a long time. I'm blown away. This is just bringing back, like, so many memories. As a kid, it was probably, like, 2006, 2007. I got the Black Pearl for Christmas one year. And then I remember for my birthday the next year, I got the Mega Bloks Flying Dutchman set. And, dude, this is amazing that we are getting products like this now. I like that it's a vertical box. Usually I feel like the LEGO boxes are horizontal, but this one is standing straight up and down, so you really get the full view of the Black Pearl. I think the color choice is great. Just that dark background with the blue mist, just like it's coming out of the fog in the opening scene of Curse of the Black Pearl. Because this set is based off of Curse of the Black Pearl, if you didn't know. Like I said, this is the LEGO Icon series. The official title of the set is Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. We will be talking about the name change later on in this video, or we will be calling it the Black Pearl. Interesting that they have the Pirates of the Caribbean banner at the bottom, but it doesn't specifically say it's from Curse of the Black Pearl. You can just tell based off the characters' costumes. There's 2,862 pieces in this set. The retail price for this set is $379.99. A lot of people have been up in arms about the price of this set, but for me, as a Pirates of the Caribbean fan, it's worth every penny. We rarely get cool pieces of merchandise like this, so when it comes around, I'm buying it. I don't care what the price is, I'm getting it. On the top of the box, it features the 8 minifigures that are included, as well as the figurehead. The left side shows off the back of the Black Pearl. The right side has logos for LEGO, Pirates of the Caribbean, and the Captain Jack Sparrow pirate ship title in different languages. The back really shows what this set is all about. It shows off all the cool play features, like the fact that it's actually removable from the base. You can access the captain's cabin. You can open the gun ports to reveal the cannons. You can remove the rowboat and top deck to get below deck. And also turning the helm moves the rudders back and forth. The back of the box also shows that this set is 25 inches by 25 inches. Just look at this thing. It takes up half of the frame. This box is huge. The set is huge. I actually went to my local LEGO store I wanted to see it in person before I got it. It was already on its way in the mail, but I couldn't wait any longer, so I went up to my local LEGO store just to get a quick peek at it. But we're not here to look at the box. Let's crack it open, build this thing, and see what it looks like fully assembled. The instruction booklet that we get for this thing is an absolute beast. It's 400 pages, and I thought it was really cool that we get little blurbs about the ship, about the movie, detailed pictures of the actual Black Pearl. One thing I thought was kind of weird, they showed the Black Pearl in At World's End as opposed to in Curse of the Black Pearl. And Curse of the Black Pearl is mentioned by name in the instruction booklet. The ship is not called the Black Pearl, but the film Curse of the Black Pearl is mentioned. I just love how well put together this thing is. The photos that they use, the little character blurbs, everything is just really cool in this booklet. I also like that at the bottom there's like a little progress bar with Captain Jack walking across the bottom of the pages to show you how far along in the set you are. And once you complete a major milestone, there's like a little like fun fact up in the top corner. The build process for this was so much fun. It was really cool just piecing together each little detail. I'll be completely honest now, I am not a LEGO person. I'm not a LEGO collector. I'm not a LEGO guy. This is the first real set I've purchased since 2007. The last set I built, according to my research, was the Imperial Landing Craft that came out in 2007. So that shows how long it's been since I built a LEGO set. It was really cool to see how the build process and all the build techniques have changed over the years. Like as I was building, all the colors inside the ship that you don't really see now that it's all put together, all the pieces were different colors, and I'm like, how is this gonna work? Like, why are there pink pieces? Why are there gray pieces? What is this weird red piece we're using? Like, it was totally throwing me off, But as you can see, the ship is just completely black. You can't see any of those weird colorful pieces. So that was definitely something that was totally new to me. I didn't expect there to be weird colors inside the set. When I opened the box and saw that there was 25 bags that we had to go through, I was like, this is going to take a long time, and it actually took me 4 Pirates of the Caribbean movies to complete. I started with Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, and finished The Black Pearl when the credits were rolling on Stranger Tides. And as I was setting up the minifigures and playing with the set, I put on Dead Men Tell No Tales to finish off the series. One thing I thought was really fun is that you collected each member of the crew as you went through the set. Like, it wasn't just all the minifigures at once. Each bag had a different minifigure in it. So we'll take a look at the minifigures, starting off with Captain Jack Sparrow himself. I am all about details and accuracy, especially when it comes to the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. And they nailed Captain Jack's outfit. If you didn't know, there's different details in each movie on Captain Jack's accessories. And in the first movie, his outfit is very simple, very plain, and they nailed that Curse of the Black Pearl look with this minifigure. They just got the one belt, no extra accessories, no X on his cheek. I did think that it was interesting that he has his hat with this outfit. I feel like he usually only wears the hat when he has the jacket on. So that would be like my only like nitpick, I guess you would say, with the minifigure, but other than that, he's perfect. Next up in the crew, we had Will Turner, and this is more of his look from the beginning of the film. I thought it was interesting that they went with the early on version of Will Turner from the movie, because when he is with all these characters, he does have his hair down and he's looking more piratey. So I think they could have included a different hair piece and maybe had his hair down to fit in more with these characters. But it's whatever, because he still looks really cool. It's great to have a Curse of the Black Pearl Will Turner. After Will, we have Jack's trusty first mate, Mr. Gibbs. We have seen Mr. Gibbs in Lego form before. We got his look from On Stranger Tides, which is very similar to his Curse of the Black Pearl look. Great to have him alongside Captain Jack. We did get some new members of the pirate crew with this set. We got Mr. Cotton and his parrot, of course. Mr. Cotton being a trusty crewmate of Captain Jack Sparrow, getting hired to take back the Black Pearl from Barbossa and then stuck around all the way through At World's End. Another new character added to the roster is Anna Maria. Cool minifigure. I do wish we got a dual molded hat and hairpiece to match her look from the film. She does take her hat off eventually, but I think her more iconic look is with the hat. My little fun fact about Anna Maria is that her belt is actually worn by Captain Jack Sparrow in every single movie after Curse of the Black Pearl. And rounding out our list of new characters, we have Marty for the first time as a Lego minifigure, another iconic member of Captain Jack's crew. Then we have a new version of Elizabeth with her dress from the beginning of the film. Last but certainly not least, we have Captain Jack's mutinous first mate, Hector Barbossa, with this amazing hat and hairpiece, as well as a dual printed face that actually shows his skeleton version on the backside. That's the way I have him displayed. And he has a great Lego interpretation of the cursed Aztec medallion. I think the lineup of minifigures that we get is amazing. However, there is 2 huge omissions from this set, and I think everybody online agrees. We totally should have got Pintle and Rigetti with this set. For almost the entire film, Barbossa is the captain of the Black Pearl, and we have none of his crew members. At the very least, we should have got Pintle and Rigetti. I don't have many complaints with this set. My biggest gripe is the minifigure selection. They're great figures, don't get me wrong, but none of these characters are on the ship at the same time in these specific outfits. It's hard to like pose these figures and get them displayed in a scene that kind of makes sense. The only time these characters are on the ship in the film is after the Interceptor gets blown up and they're all taken prisoner. So realistically, we could set up like the walk the plank scene where Jack and Elizabeth are getting marooned on the island, but both Elizabeth and Jack are not in the proper costumes, and Will does have his hair down because he just went for a swim. I don't know, it's an amazing set. I don't want to complain too much, but I would have liked to have seen more of Barbossa's crew, especially in their skeleton form. So let's go over the details on this set. We're going to start off on the front of the ship. We have an amazing figurehead that people are counting as a separate minifigure. I personally don't count this as a minifigure. It's more of like a decoration because she doesn't move. She doesn't do anything. She's literally a decoration on the ship. I do like what they did with the figurehead. However, this ship is based off of Curse of the Black Pearl, and the greenish tint to the figurehead only shows up in the following films. In Curse of the Black Pearl, the figurehead more matches the coloring of the rest of the ship. The instructions, as well as everyone else's display, shows the figurehead holding the bird close to her neck around the middle of her torso. If you want a more accurate look to the film, I recommend raising the bird and her arm as high as it can possibly go, because on the real figurehead, she is holding the bird above her head. And another weird detail that I noticed is that these little railings right here, there's actually 3 of them on the actual Black Pearl, only 2 here. I understand why. I mean, 3 would have just looked a little too big, I think. I'm really trying not to nitpick. I love the set. Do not get me wrong. I don't want to complain, but I am just going over every detail on the ship. We have anchors on each side. We have the front mast here. I wasn't a huge fan of the construction of each mast. I think they sag a little too far forward and aren't very stable. Also, my sails came creased in the package, and I wasn't really too happy about that. I kept them under a couple books while I was building to try to flatten them out, but it really didn't help. Then we have a rowboat that actually attaches to the top deck. It is removable, so you can like put it to the side and play with it. Or you can just take it off and have more room on the top deck. The rowboat is fixed to this great piece with these 2 red little pins. I don't know why they chose to use red when they have these pins in other colors. I don't know why they just didn't do black. Why do red? It stands out way too much when you take the boat off. So I'm gonna have to dig around in the bin to try to find some black or gray pieces to replace those red pins. You can remove the grate to get below deck and see the cannons as well as a treasure chest, but not a lot of below deck interior space, which isn't really a big deal for me. I like having the figures displayed on top, but if I was a kid playing with this, I totally want to have my little guys under there manning the cannons. We do have a spinning capstan. It doesn't raise or lower the anchor. It doesn't do anything. It just spins around the mast. Still cool that it spins. I don't necessarily need it to raise or lower the anchors. I just like having it there for accuracy. We have the doors to the captain's cabin. However, it doesn't actually lead to the captain's cabin because that's just a separate piece. The doors lead to a rum locker, which I think is pretty cool. I think I'm going to display my rum bottles below deck where Jack meets up with Bootstrap and Dead Man's Chest. I do plan on making a few modifications to this set after I'm done building, but for the sake of this video, I want to build it exactly how it wanted, straight out of the box, right out of the instruction booklet. But one thing I'm going to do is extend that top deck and then add something different behind those doors. The top deck is really cool. We have a functioning helm that moves the rudder back and forth. Always got to have Mr. Cotton up there on the helm. And then the very top deck does have a bell and a skylight, and I saw somebody else added that to their Black Pearl, and I want to do it to mine. Another great feature is we can remove the captain's cabin to get inside there and set up a cool display. It's not a giant interior space, but it is cool that we get something. We get a few candles, we get a table, chairs, some maps. This is another section that I plan on modifying a little bit just because the Black Pearl captain's cabin does have a circular table as opposed to like this rectangle one we have. And for some reason, the instructions told me to put Captain Jack Sparrow's compass inside the longboat. I thought that didn't make any sense, and I thought that was the one thing where I'm like, I can't do this because it just doesn't make any sense. I put Captain Jack's compass on the table in the captain's cabin, as well as one of the other bottles of rum. This also came with 2 cursed Aztec coins, so I put another one on the table in the captain's cabin too. But yeah, I want to swap out the table for a round piece and maybe remove the chairs to add more room in here. But again, really cool that we get an interior play feature, even with all the detail in this set. The back of the ship, we do get some pretty good details. We get the 3 lanterns at the top, as well as some ornate molding on the back. We get the rudder that does function by moving the helm back and forth, and these 2 little knobs that open the gun ports to reveal the 16 cannons. The Black Pearl technically does have 32 cannons. You're supposed to have some on the top deck, but it would just take up too much space, and I think it would look weird, so I'm glad that they opted to just do these cool cannons on the bottom that open and close. I've seen a lot of people complain about how repetitive it was building 16 cannons, but I thought it was really fun. They spaced it out enough where it didn't feel like I was just building cannon after cannon after cannon, and putting together like the mechanism that opens and closes the gun ports and moves the cannons back and forth. I thought that was a really neat, really cool idea. Just a really fun play feature. Moving up on the mast, we have 2 platforms where characters can stand. You can recreate the scenes with Marty up there at Outworld's End with the big rifle picking off members of the Flying Dutchman crew. And I love the flag that they included. It has Lego-style swords and a skull on it. I love that there's holes in the sails too. I think just solid black would have looked weird. The holes match the film. Again, I see a lot of complaints that all the holes don't line up for a cannonball flying through the holes. I like that they're all scattered. It adds a little bit more variety. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can remove the Black Pearl from these 2 little stands. I think I'm going to leave mine on the stands for now. As I acquire more Pirates of the Caribbean sets, I hope to get a really cool Lego display, and then I'll take it off the stands and add it into some water. I just sit here and keep looking at it. I'm blown away that we have a brand new Lego Black Pearl set. And it's in this scale, and it's this detailed. It's amazing. As we've been talking about this, you've probably noticed the battery pack as well as some wires running across the top deck of the Pearl. Again, I'm new to the Lego scene. I don't know how people are gonna feel about this. I thought it was cool, so I bought one of those lighting kits from a third-party website. I saw like a TikTok about it, and I just thought it looked so cool, and I wanted to add it to my Black Pearl. I don't know if that's like a forbidden Lego technique. I also don't know if modifying a set after it's done is like a forbidden Lego thing. Let me know in the comments below. Again, I'm new to this whole thing. I'd love new information on Lego stuff. Personally, I think it looks cool. I'm just not really a huge fan of how the wires are running around, so I may end up just taking it off, but for now I'm gonna leave it. And since I'm using this as a display piece, it's gonna look awesome on the shelf. I can't say enough good things about this set. Just the past couple months, getting excited, seeing the leaks, seeing the rumors, getting hyped up for this set, and then here it is. I got to sit, build it, watch Pirates of the Caribbean, just enjoy the experience of this set. It's been amazing. It's been absolutely amazing. I've really gotten fully engulfed in the Lego world. I've been on the website Bricklink, buying different pieces to other Pirates of the Caribbean sets and assembling little dioramas. I'm going all in on this pirate Lego stuff. I really hope we get more sets, but I think there's no better way to reignite the Pirates of the Caribbean Lego theme than starting out with the Black Pearl. Or actually, excuse me, Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. I do want to address the name change for this. I don't know if it's technically a name change. Some people are like, come on, dude, it's just the name on the box. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know. I think it's weird to not call this the Black Pearl. Like, I don't know anybody on planet Earth that doesn't know that the Black Pearl is Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. I mean, there's probably people on a deserted island somewhere that have never seen Pirates of the Caribbean and don't know what the Black Pearl Pearl is. But like, come on, just call it the Black Pearl. There's two theories behind why the name was changed on the box. One has to do with SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. People think that Disney and Lego agreed that it's more like a searchable term to type in Captain Jack's pirate ship as opposed to the Black Pearl. But then the other one has to do with how like politically correct Disney is sometimes, and some people think that the name Black Pearl is offensive. I cannot fathom how that name is offensive, because if you don't know the history of the Black Pearl in the movie universe, it was originally called the Wicked Wench when Jack sailed it under the East India Trading Company. Cutler Beckett had Jack go out and move some cargo, which turned out to be slaves, and Jack did not agree with that whatsoever, so he freed all the slaves, and Beckett got pissed that he wasted all of his cargo, so he ended up setting the Black Pearl on fire right in front of Jack's eyes, and it sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Jack loved the ship so much that he made a deal with Davy Jones to raise the Black Pearl up from the depths, and he would be captain for 13 years before he would owe Davy Jones his soul. The original paint scheme for the ship was red, but once it was raised up from the depths after being burned, it was totally black, so Jack renamed it the Black Pearl. So the ship has a great history. I don't know how the name Black Pearl would be offensive nowadays. I'm not sure if it's an SEO thing, only because the Black Pearl did show up in Fortnite in 2024. It was an exclusive glider that was part of the Jack Sparrow mini battle pass, and it wasn't called the Black Pearl, it was called Jack's ship. I'm kind of thinking that it's just Disney being weird with certain words and names, and if that's the case, that's ridiculous, because whoever's making these decisions clearly doesn't know the history of their own properties. I don't know what the reason for the name change is. Either way, this will always be the Black Pearl. It may say Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship on the box, which technically it is, but it is the Black Pearl. If you have any interest in this Black Pearl set, I 100% recommend go order it. Go buy it right now. It was so popular that it is on back order on the Lego website. So you won't get it right away, but I 10 out of 10 recommend go buy this, because then if this does well, which clearly it has, it means we're totally going to get more Pirates of the Caribbean sets in the future, and I'm really hoping that we get a Flying Dutchman set. I think that would be sweet. Imagine setting them both up side by side like the Whirlpool battle. That would look sick. This was my first time reviewing a Lego set, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm going to be taking a look at Captain Jack's compass in a separate video, so if you're interested in seeing my thoughts on that, make sure to subscribe down below. If I missed any details, or if you have any questions about the set, the Black Pearl, leave them in the comments down below. Also, let me know, do you plan on picking up this set, or do you already have it? I know it's $380, but for me, it was worth every penny. I had an amazing experience building this set, and it was great getting to share my excitement with everyone and bringing you along for the journey, so thanks for watching. I thought that was an interesting choice because I feel like when he is on the Black Pearl with Jack and all these other characters, he does have his hair down because he's more, you know, becoming a pirate as he progresses. I just dropped the minifigure in my hand. Arr.